there aren't as many questions in Broadneck. Like, where's your kid gonna go to school? There's one school. What supermarket are you gonna go to? There's like two, and only one of them is really good. You know, like, it's just simpler. Because we were in poverty, but there was never a lack of hard work or love or admiration for each other. And like, there was one cousin who came by one day. All my family lives on the same road, by the way. He came by and he said, "Your house is so happy." Now, it wasn't, but my mom made it that way. She made sure that every single person that came in felt loved. Every single person who came to eat felt they could sit there and eat. Every single person could come down through the bushes to Allen Road, sit down and talk. And in New York City, the worst thing, or the opposite of community, is isolation. And there's so many people living in isolation in New York City. And that doesn't exist in Broadneck. There's community. And so how can I create that with NYCUP? How can God show me what it looks like to actually live that out? So the New York City Urban Project exists to show students not just how to work, not just how to study, but how to love the city that they live in. We must change the conversation about service from one that is guilt, shame, me focused, to one that's focused on who we're serving. What would it look like for us to change the culture of volunteering from one of constant consumption to consistent compassion rooted in the gospel of Jesus Christ? One that's not riddled with shame when you feel as you don't have anything on the subway when a homeless man walks by, but one that's full of the love of God because you carry food in your backpack now because you know you're going to see homeless people. And so what would it look like for us to lay down our lives for our friends and don't have as much as we do? What NYCUP needs now is people who are willing to work. People who are willing to work with NYCUP full time. You know, to say, hey, I'm going to live a life dedicated to those around me in the way that I am taking my gifts and giving them to Feed 500, where I'm going to focus on feeding homeless people, working with the Love Kitchen, working with our partners, building relationships. People that say, hey, God has called me to partner financially and say, I'm going to invest in the kingdom of God because I'm investing in the people around me. I'm investing in the city that I love. We need people to pray because if God is not at the front of this, it will fail. It may look good, like we may have great statistics, but we will never add 1,000 to the church daily. We will never be able to become a community that witnesses to people out of love. We'll witness to people out of strategy. We'll witness to people out of implementation. But we won't witness to people out of compassion and love that comes from God. And that's what true transformation needs, is a love in God. I love what I do, and I'd love to keep doing it. And I think that God is calling me to complete reliance on him. He's not asking me to ask him to show me how I can provide for myself. He's asking me to walk in his provision because he's going to send people to provide for us. He's going to send resources. He says that a worker is worthy of his wages. And in Matthew chapter 7, he lays out a picture of his providing for us. And I'm going to trust that he's going to provide because there's work to be done.